Morning everyone, it's Barry here from Mojo. I thought I would do a demo for you in the outdoors now that we have a rare glimpse of the sun here in the UK. So here it is, Mojo 1, fits in the palm of my hand, nice and small. It can slide into my pocket, it's always ready to go, nice and tactical. It is a motion-based measuring device. It is going to measure and track my position wherever I move in 3D space and draw it all at the same time. To start us off, I place it into the cradle here, nice and snug. To turn it on, I just flick my wrist like that. A blue light comes on, telling me the device is active. Let's go find my app. Press plus, and we'll do a closed shape today. So let's head over to our home point. We got a red light on the screen. It's going to turn to green in a moment, telling me that all systems are firing. We're ready to go. So we're going to do a straight line measurement. Every 6 to 8 seconds I need to place Mojo 1 down so that I can capture a point. And when I place it down, I am treating this thing like it is a fine single malt Irish whiskey. I am treating it with that level of care. Let's go measure around the step here. And when I place the Mojo 1 stick down into the leaves, the uneven terrain, I don't have to press the stick down. I just let it rest against the ground and against my hand, and it captures the point. Now in front of me, we've got an obstacle. You know, this could be in a real life situation, it could be a big oak tree, it could be a retaining wall, I may not have line of sight, but I want to do a straight line measurement from where I am now to a point over there. I've got beautiful white alpine heather in front of me. I'm not going to go traipsing all over that in my size 9s, otherwise I'm going to have the local gardener chasing me. I'm too old for that game. What I'm going to do instead is just take the scenic route and walk around. Place the stick down gently, wait a moment. My point is captured. And on we go. And the beautiful thing about Mojo 1 is that the device talks to the phone via Bluetooth. It's not going to need GPS, it doesn't need cell signal. We don't have to wait for satellites to align themselves, get into position for it to talk to it. Therefore, we know we can use this underground or way up high. We have another obstacle here. Let's just move around it, because I'm not going to hurdle over that. Now I find myself at the bottom of a ramp. So far we've measured distances. Now I'm going to measure elevation. Let's head on up. There we go, placing it down nice and gently. The other thing about Mojo 1, its error is plus or minus 0.5%, which works out at about 6 inches in 100 feet. There we go. At the top of the ramp now, let's head down. And when I place the stick down here, the good thing about waiting for capture points or pausing is that I can reassess the terrain and reassess the situation and see that this shape coming up in front of me, or this line, it's irregular. We have a mode or a path type for that as well. So I can go from straight line, which I'm in, to trace line. And let's trace the edge all the way back to our start point. Now we're home. There we go. And pretty much immediately we can see that we've captured the total area and the perimeter. If I want to see what the elevation looks like, I can go from plan view into 3D. And let's just pan around here, get the lie of the land, zoom in, and there you can see that I've got my elevation. I can pick any point, my X, my Y, and my Z coordinates are on there, and my angle as well. Z being 0.7 foot, that's the height of the ramp. I can go along any point. If we want to get the cross section, get the rise and run, let's go from the top point to a low point. There we have it. Going to cross section and get my gradient, and we've got our angle there as well. It's all there. Now I best save this so we can save it. Let's call it patio stroke ramp. Save it into a specific folder or project. Let me see, we're in Pageant Gardens today. So let's type in Pageant Gardens. There we go, that's all saved. Now, I've captured the patio and the ramp area. I also want to capture a garden bed over there, and I want to capture it relative to where I'm standing. What I need to do is I need to add another layer. So I go into layers, and I've got my base layer, which I can rename. Let's just call it patio area. And I can add a new layer. And to add a layer, I need to go back over the original edge that I measured. So let's do that. Just capture 2 points along it. Wait a moment, let's move along that line. Place my stick down. Now Moasure 1 knows where it is in the world. It's orientated itself. So let's head over to the garden bed. And I know that I'm not going to make it there in time because I'm not that quick. I can rest my Moasure stick down. Currently by default, because I'm in layers, it's in ignore line mode. So it's not actually capturing that point. I've arrived at the garden bed now. Wait a moment. I'll go into straight line mode and capture this first edge. The garden bed transitions into a arc here, a nice lovely defined arc. So let's go into arc mode. I need 3 points for that, so I've got 1. Let's go 2, and let's go 3. And up ahead of me, the shape turns into more of an irregular line. So let's go back to trace mode and trace all of that. There we go. Placing it down gently. And what comes out in front of me, again, we have an arc. So 1, 2, and let's go home. That's complete. And there we have it. I've just captured the garden bed, and you can see the arcs and the trace lines, and you can see the straight line as well. There they all are. Now let's make sure we save it. And if I want to send that off to a customer, or if I want to send it back to the office, I can go to export. We've got our DXF files, which means we can use it in AutoCAD and 3D applications, SketchUp Pro. We've got file types for Vectorworks and Dynascape. We've got PNGs, SVGs, and PDFs. Press cancel. So there it is. Moasure 1. A little magic box of tricks.